The importance of letting go before retirement. Let me ask you something deeply personal. As you prepare for retirement, are you carrying things into this next chapter that no longer serve you? Today, I want to talk about 5 things you should seriously consider selling or letting go of before you retire. And just a heads up, the third one might ruffle a few feathers. It may even spark some debate. But sometimes the most uncomfortable conversations are the most necessary. Before we jump in, I want to frame this with one simple truth. Retirement isn't just about having enough money, it's about having enough freedom. And sometimes freedom begins with letting go. Sell number 1, the house that's too big. Let's start with the obvious one, the house that's simply too big. You may not need 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms anymore. The kids are grown. The guest room hasn't been used in years. Yet you're still heating it, cooling it, cleaning it, repairing it. Downsizing isn't about giving something up. It's about gaining flexibility. A smaller home can mean lower property taxes, lower utility bills, lower maintenance costs, less physical upkeep. For many retirees, home equity is their largest asset. Unlocking some of that equity can improve cash flow, reduce the need to withdraw from retirement accounts, potentially lower taxes, and fund the life you've worked so hard to enjoy. Travel, hobbies, experiences, or even leaving a legacy. According to housing data, a significant portion of retirees remain in homes larger than they need, tying up capital that could otherwise support their retirement lifestyle. Meanwhile, maintenance costs typically increase as homes age. Now, this isn't for everyone. Some people love their homes. Some of you plan to age in place, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I've had many conversations with retirees who tell me something surprising. What used to feel like my dream home now feels like a burden. As we age, stairs get steeper, repairs feel heavier, and the constant upkeep can quietly become a part-time job. The question isn't whether you love your house. The question is, does your house still fit the life you're moving toward? Sell number 2, the extra car. If you're no longer commuting 5 days a week, do you really need 2 or 3 vehicles? Cars are depreciating assets. The moment you drive them off the lot, they begin losing value. On top of that, you're paying for insurance, registration, maintenance, fuel, and unexpected repairs. Reducing to 1 vehicle could free up thousands of dollars per year. In retirement, convenience matters. But so does cash flow. My wife and I have lived in Los Angeles with 1 car for the past 5 years to reduce expenses. It hasn't always been perfectly convenient. It required planning and compromise. But if it can work in Los Angeles, it can work in many places. As insurance and vehicle costs continue to rise nationwide, simplifying transportation can be one of the easiest ways to protect your retirement budget. Sometimes, freedom looks like fewer keys on the keychain. Sell number 3, overly complex or high-fee investments. Now for the one that might cause some discussion. You may want to consider selling or letting go of overly complex or high-fee investments. This could include variable annuities with multiple layers of fees, mutual funds charging over 1% annually, private equity investments that generate complicated tax filings, old insurance-based products you've been paying into for decades. This isn't about attacking any specific product. It's about asking a simple question. Is this helping me or just complicating my life? Research consistently shows that fees matter. Even a 1% difference in annual fees can reduce retirement portfolio values significantly over time due to compounding. In retirement, when growth slows and withdrawals begin, minimizing fees becomes even more important. I once worked with a client who had spent his career on Wall Street. He had access to every sophisticated investment imaginable. But as he approached retirement, he sold everything and moved into simple, low-cost index funds. His reasoning? The complexity and fees just aren't worth it anymore. Here's a hard truth. Often, the more complex the product, the better it is for the person selling it, not necessarily for the person owning it. Retirement is a season where simplicity often wins. Consolidating accounts, reducing unnecessary fees, and simplifying your investment structure can reduce stress, paperwork, and mistakes. When you move from accumulation to distribution, clarity becomes priceless. This isn't just decluttering your garage, it's decluttering your financial life. Sell number 4, the unused toys. Let's talk about the toys, the RV, the boat, The jet ski that hasn't touched water since 2016. The timeshare you feel guilty about not using. These items often come with storage costs, insurance, maintenance, and depreciation. Yes, they once represented freedom, adventure, dreams. But if they're no longer being used, they may now represent something else: obligation. Selling unused assets can strengthen your retirement savings, reduce debt, or simply create breathing room in your monthly budget. But beyond the numbers, there's something emotional that happens when people declutter. Time and time again, I hear the same thing. I thought I'd regret selling it. I don't. Letting go can feel scary at first, especially when memories are attached, but freedom has a way of replacing regret. Sell number 5. Side businesses or rental properties. Finally, consider whether it's time to sell that side business or rental property. These may have been excellent wealth-building tools during your working years, but in retirement, they can become time-consuming and stressful. Tenants don't stop calling at 2 a.m. because you're retired. Markets don't pause. Paperwork doesn't disappear. Ask yourself honestly, does this still bring me joy, or does it bring me stress? I had a client who sold their duplex before retirement. No more tenant disputes, no more plumbing emergencies, no more property management headaches. They traded bricks and mortar for peace of mind and used the proceeds to simplify their portfolio and support their retirement income. There's nothing wrong with real estate or entrepreneurship. Many retirees manage them successfully. But retirement is about intentional living, and sometimes intentional living means reducing complexity. Conclusion: retirement is a reset. This isn't about deprivation. It's about alignment. Retirement is your opportunity to reset, to ask, what truly matters to me now? What do I want more of? What do I want less of? Do you want to carry the oversized house, extra cars, complex investments, unused toys, and ongoing stress into this next chapter? Or is this the season to simplify? You've spent decades building. Maybe now is the time to refine. Letting go isn't loss, it's space. And sometimes the most powerful step into retirement isn't acquiring something new. It's releasing what you no longer need. I'd love to hear from you. What would be the hardest thing for you to sell? What would feel the most freeing? If you've already downsized or simplified, was it worth it? Your stories don't just help me, they help others who are walking this same road toward retirement. And remember, retirement isn't about having more, it's about needing less and living more.